on that there in P6. But, right, let's actually talk about the driver you briefly mentioned right there, who would be, of course, my pick for driver of the day as well. Pierre Gasly, and more on the midfield as well, Kunal. This is just a Pierre Gasly stunner. Of course, started in qualifying, brought through in the race, and he did the right job of maintaining it. And before we go on to praising Pierre Gasly, which I think we will do quite a fair bit, there's one really critical question Manav has asked right here, Manav Satha. He's asking, how does a Ferrari not find enough pace to overtake an Alpha Tauri? Manav, of course, now one of the winners in our GP prediction competition, and it's a genuine one. How did they not? Because eventually the gap was quite huge, Kunal.
It was, and maybe it was just Ferrari's package that didn't work for them. Charles Leclerc actually made a comment after qualifying saying they probably made some too aggressive adjustments to their front wing, and that's what cost them some pace, during the race. And there are some races, where the Alpha Tauri actually just seems to be the best of the rest package. Faster than McLaren, faster than Ferrari.
My apologies, folks. Some technical issues, right? Happens with the internet. Kunal, you were saying something about the Alpha Tauri in some races being very mercurial. Some races they are faster than Ferrari and McLaren. The others, they're just way back down.
Yeah, it's just sometimes they just suddenly end up being this best of the rest, better than Ferrari, McLaren, and that's probably what happened this weekend because Gasly was comfortably faster than both those drivers, both those teams that they're competing against for the best of the rest in the championship. So it was a Gasly special yet again, and he scored. I think he got 12 points, which is his second highest score from a race this season, and I believe that's pretty fantastic for somebody at Alpha Tauri, Soumil.
It genuinely is, but in the bigger picture, they're in this weird slot, right? Like Gasly was in this race today. Just there on themselves. Good results will happen. They need some spectacular results to make something really good happen for them. Same can be said for Alfa Romeo as well. By the way, we have to talk about McLaren as well in this same battle. We have to talk about Ferrari as well because Gasly, of course, beat both the Ferraris. But even though he did, Charles Leclerc was superb and he was optimistic at the end of the race because this means now, Kunal, Ferrari actually lead McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. This is huge. McLaren were team consistency. They had good results all the way through. And of course, Manav, who I mentioned in the Prediction League competition, he predicted in that special episode we did that Ferrari will beat McLaren at the end because they've got two drivers. This time at McLaren, Lando Norris, of course, had a lovely fight back. But there they are. They've lost the lead of the Constructors' Championship in Formula 1.5 now.
Yeah, absolutely, Soumil. The lead is 11 and a half points, and you and I both know why they actually did that, or why it's half a point. In the last three races, McLaren have actually had bad form, which was this weekend, and then bad luck, which was the last two weekends, right? And they have scored just 7 points, whereas Ferrari has scored more than 4 times the number of points. So it's that swing that's happened. It's the consistency. It's the Lando Norris magic, which was working for McLaren. And, the 3 races that actually didn't work, we all know what's, sort of happened. That's the reality of McLaren's season in 2021, and I'm sure it's biting Daniel Ricciardo more than anyone else. And before we sort of sign off the whole best of the rest, Alpha Tauri is now on 16 consecutive race wins, streak of 16 consecutive races of finishing at least one car in the points, and I think that is pretty phenomenal a record.
But Kunal, here's our friends at I Know F1 asking this big question. Is Ferrari the big winner of the Dutch GP? I would say so. They are the ones who've got it. Alpha Tauri had a good result, but that's a good result in itself. For Ferrari, it just elevates them all the way up. And now, the next time we go racing, which is not a long time later, by the way, we go to Ferrari's home territory, Monza, the home of the Tifosi, home of the Ferrari. Everything just seems to be aligning in their favor, and the fact that works out well for them is that they've got 2 drivers. But all things considered, this does look a lot like Verstappen's dip in the mid-season, right? Just bad luck coming in the middle and just things not aligning. It's not purely down to pace, I would say, all this.
Yeah, and you said is Ferrari the big winner of the Dutch GP? I'd say they are the medium-sized winner of the
Yeah.
Dutch GP. The big winner has to be Max Verstappen. When Max Verstappen had that mid-season dip, I remember one of Christian Horner's radio messages. He said, "We just need luck to come our way," and that's what's happened. He was. I mean, when I say luck, of course, I don't mean he's winning on luck, but you need good luck to ride your talent as well. He won in Belgium, of course, got just half the points for that. He's won again this weekend, and let's see what happens in Monza. Again, we're going into a race not knowing which team is going to be quicker, which driver is going to be on pole, which driver is going to be, taking the win. The only thing we do know, guys, is that it is going to be Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton for the 14th time this season.